All right, we are heading into day 4 here at the shipyard. Let's go see what this boat has in store for us today. Hi everyone and welcome aboard. We are Pat, Alexa, and Gilligan the fluffy fat boat cat. We live aboard our 57-foot Nordhavn Noeta, which is currently hauled out at the shipyard in La Cruz de Guanacaxtle, Mexico. We're on days 4 through 7 of shipyard boat projects. So watch us finish the transducer installation, add some transom lights, paint the anchor chain, and lose our cat. Here we go. Hey, hi.
Holy shit.
All right, it is day 4 of this shipyard thing, and so please excuse our mess. There are piles everywhere because we have so many projects going on, but let's give an update what's done.
Okay, they've replaced the 2-inch through holes and the sea cocks. They're all done. Hoses are reconnected. The fun one was watching him do the bulb. He had to crawl all the way down, and we have a sonar tube down there that's in the way. The sonar's in the way, so he had to disconnect a brace so he could get down in there. That was worth every penny to me.
Every peso.
We added a through hole for the air conditioning. That's a 1-inch sea cock, and then I ran the hose from that to the strainer, and the strainer, the hose, we've got a valve, and then from there the hose goes all the way to the air conditioning pump in the back, the raw water pump. And then, let's see, they are scraping the bottom still.
We asked this morning how much paint, because he said it's taken us way longer. He said 8 to 10 coats of paint are coming off, and that means it's never been scraped all the way down.
It's all original paint.
It's all,
it goes back to the original, 23 years.
Yeah, so I'm glad we did it. It needed to be done.
Getting a little fiberglass work. We removed the old transducer that wasn't working. And of course, as things work, the holes don't line up. So we're having to fiberglass in the old hole. Then they'll put the block in. We'll drill a hole for the new transducer, and they'll mount that. And then we'll run the cable, do all that ourselves.
Yeah.
We'll do everything, all the inside stuff ourselves.
Yeah. So what's left to do on the boat?
They will finish up the transducer, I imagine, tomorrow. They'll start sanding the bottom.
We've got underwater lights to drill some holes for and attach. We got to put the zinc. We're doing all the new zincs, starting nice and fresh.
Anytime you haul out, you got to replace the zincs. So you just start fresh.
Nice and fresh. And we lost the cat. You guys, we were so scared to tell you guys. We are staying at a house nearby, and we closed up the doors, but the people that own the house have a housekeeper that comes in. And she came in, and Gilligan snuck out. And his GPS tracker was on the charger, and so he didn't even have a collar that had his name and phone number on it. So then I go out on the street. This house has a big wall. They're like 20 feet high. He couldn't have gone up and over it, but it has one gate. And I'm like, maybe he got out the gate, and it's rarely open, but he must have snuck out. So I go out in the street that one time. I go out in the street, and I start walking down the street. Gilligan, meow! All of a sudden, I hear him off to my left, Gilligan, and I see him come out. It's just dumping rain. Starts kind of coming out like a G.I. Joe crawl out from under a bush, and he's wet, and he's cranky, and he's terrified. He's all like, this is not normal for him. And I go just scoop him up, and he's just all making me all wet, very tense, and Pat had to dry him off with a towel. But it was not the adventure that he's typical to having. He's not very good at living on land, it turns out.
No.
He needs his docks. He's fine. That was the excitement we didn't need. As far as the rest of the stuff, now we just need to put our boat back in order.
Yeah.
A few more projects.
It's just kind of tripping along.
Yeah, but because we're kind of getting to the end of this, I just finished. I had a cold that was...
And I'm getting one.
And now he's getting it. I got it when we brought the car back, so I'm like, oh, thank goodness. And Pat's been waiting for this haul out, and you know how you just adrenaline, and then crash? We're getting to the point we're almost done, and I'm afraid he's crashing. He's got the sore throat, so we'll see. I'm hoping he can stick with us for a few more days to get us back in the water.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so that's the update for where we're at. Anything else to add to it? Oh, our anchor chain. That's right. We sent the anchor chain to Guadalajara on the back of a truck. I think it's coming back in a couple of days, Saturday. And then I think we're going to paint it. And then we may do a chain counter later, but not this week.
Not this week.
No, it's too much.
This week.
Too much for this week. But
that's a good summer
project.
Yeah.
You can tell he's not feeling good. He's a little quieter than usual. When we do these kind of videos, people always say, it seems like Nordhavns always break. We get that all the time. People are like, what is wrong with your boat? What is wrong with Nordhavns? This is a 23-year-old boat. We bought it knowing that a lot of its systems were coming to the end of their life cycle anyway.
The components.
Has the components.
Hoses.
It has nothing to do with Nordhavn as a brand. Obviously, it's our third Nordhavn. We trust the boat. But with boats comes...
Any boat, any car, any airplane, machine, it has service intervals for all the components and a service life. And a lot of our stuff has got to the end, like pumps and hoses and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going through.
And a lot of these things we'll never need to do.
Yeah.
Like they're going to last 20 years, and we're hoping to have the boat 20 years, but we, because it's 23 years old. And I'd say the other thing, people are like, did you buy a dud? We just happen to be showing you all the projects. There are a lot of people that do videos and they don't show you. And there are people that let the maintenance get deferred and maybe don't scrape the paint down to the bottom or don't replace the through hole that should be replaced. But we don't want to live that way. We want the boat to be in top condition. So we're getting her there. She will be in top condition, and even then there will be components or systems that still need repaired and replaced because it's a boat.
It's a boat. It's a machine.
And if your boat doesn't break, it's because you're lying. I'm kidding. Or you just don't know it
You're
yet.
just not looking.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, okay, now that's it. Day 5 in the shipyard. Not quite done with the stripping over here. 8 to 10 coats of paint. Takes days to scrape off. Alright, this is where he filled in the old transducer hole right here. So that's fiberglass and that's drying. They're going to drill us a new hole. It's the right size for the transducer we have, and it'll be right here. ¿De qué tamaño es el parte que? Nice and
Oh, there's two. Oh, wow.
¿Puedo ver? Oh, es caliente, sí.
Sí.
Voy a poner aquí.
Sí, está muy grueso el casco, muy bueno.
Sí, it's a nice thick hole.
So that's the hole in the maintenance strake right there. That's how thick it is.
Wait, what are we wooing about?
Did you?
I
It fits. Am I
you
on?
You are on now.
So the transducer. Oh, shit. Sorry. That's our new transducer. I got a 7-inch stem. And I was just mortified that it wasn't going to fit. It was going to be too long and stick up. It fits perfect. So, yes.
So we'll be able to put the floorboard back on.
Alexa and I will run, this is the cable. So we'll run it through the floor and under where, actually she's standing right now. And then there's a big cable run right there. It'll go in front of the stabilizer, and there's a little hole over there, underneath there. And that goes to my closet where the sounder module is. And that's where this bad boy will plug in. And we'll have a built-in Furuno transducer.
And for those that watched us test this transducer, you know, like we know, that it works as long as you have the cable.
As long as somebody hooks up the correct cable.
I'll do it this time. All right, one more project done.
Awesome.
Let me go show the outside.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my God.
Yay.
Super excited.
We weren't sure until today that was going to fit.
Oh God. Oh shit. So he built in like little fiberglass rings here.
Okay.
Todd has a camera now, but you can see there's little rings, like, so it sits on flush, and where that's the bolt that keeps the fairing block from twisting. So they built that in. These guys built the fiberglass for that too.
Let's go take a look at the outside.
That's awesome. Very happy. Yeah. Woo. Okay.
All right, that blue thing is the new block for the transducer. All right, that's the kill cooler, but here is the transducer. That's what it looks like underneath. He did a great job installing it. So we now have a transducer that hopefully will be working soon, right, Hen?
Makes me happy.
So happy.
Goes to the top of the transducer. Our transducer has what you call it. It goes down through the center of the stem and it has a water wheel, so it'll measure the speed through the water, and it'll give us more data for the boat. But get a little pin that locks it in, and this, I know this was from another transducer, so I'm not 100% sure it goes to this one, but I grabbed it anyway.
Did you ever check the wheel to see if it's going the right direction on the transducer?
I am not.
All right, so that's on our list of things to check.
All right, got all this put together. There's a little lock pin in the top of it. Put the ring through it. You can see that. And there's a cap. I don't know if it needed it, but I put it on there anyway. So there's the installation. There's old bonding wire. I'm not sure where that even goes on this thing. I'll have to Google and see. Guys, see if that is a requirement. I'm not 100% sure. And I'd be curious if it would actually cause problems, so figure that out. But we're gonna run the cable now. So this is the old one. I'm gonna tape the new one onto it and pull it through. Here we go.
All right, let's do it.
Oh shit, it goes way over here, all right. I must through.
Just brought it out over here. I'm gonna send it up that wall behind it.
Ew. It's hot. So we're gonna pass the cable through. There's our new sounder module. Decided to mount it on the outside of the closet so we can access it better and just check to see the flashy lights and everything, make sure it's working correctly. So now we're gonna run the cable from the engine room. There's a little pass-through hole bulkhead. We'll pass it through there into here. So we need to disassemble the closet and shine a flashlight kind of through where we think that hole is, so then I can run the cable through, or she can.
All right, Pat has said that I am going to get in the closet and hook up this cable. For those of you that didn't see our transducer episode where we were testing all of this hardware, and we spent way too long troubleshooting this, it's because of one little adapter that I eventually figured out. He thought he had it right. Let me show you the adapter that was so important that would have solved all of months of troubleshooting, I think. All right, so this is an adapter. It's just a little short up there that goes between the module and that transducer. The critical thing in this is that this is blue. So for certain time zero monitor screens and this module to talk together, this has to be blue. So Pat had thought he put a blue one in, but it was black. But because in here, this is blue, he had seen that color and thought that the adapter was blue. But when you took it off, it was a black adapter. So now we know, blue adapter to blue there. Let's hook this thing up. All right, all hooked up down here, all hooked up here. Now we just need some zip ties. Go make that all pretty inside of there, and we can put this back together, and when we splash, we should have depth and temp. It'll be so very exciting. All right, here at the anchor locker. This is not a job I've been looking forward to, but we got the chain out and probably 23 years of dirt in there. So I'm gonna bring in a vacuum. There's just rust and stuff down there. Clean that out. Start wiping this down. We don't have running, well, we have running water. We're not in the water. So I don't have a hose or anything. So I'm gonna have to do the best I can. This is also where I store my Christmas decorations in big plastic bags, because none of it's very important. I mean, it's important, but none of it's very valuable. So it's just as good as any other spot for storage.
What are you doing?
So there's a drain in the bottom of this, just like an old shower drain with a grate on it. It's completely covered in. No water is going to leave it. And it is down I showed you guys down about 2 feet and then back about 2 feet. So it's about right here. So I would need to bend myself in a letter C to actually access it with my hands. So Pat ordered a screwdriver last year that he needed a large screwdriver, and on accident ordered one this size. And I laughed, and he said, just wait, one day it might come in handy.
It has already one time.
Did it come in handy once? All right, well, he gets to prove me wrong, or at least prove that there was a reason he needed a 3-foot long screwdriver, because I might be able to reach in there and at least jab it out. I won't get a full cleaning, but wish me luck.
Scrape, scrape, scrape. Scrape, scrape, scrape.
So back here, there's the grate. So it's kind of useful, but maybe I'll get more like maybe a coat hanger, because I can't get in those grates. Okay, screwdriver. What?
Kind of, but not really.
Kind of. It did help me actually scrape some stuff off the sides. Now I can go back and vacuum a little more. I'm going to try a bendy tool so I can go in and stab through.
Every boat should have a coat hanger.
This is one of the handiest tools. You don't even know how many times we've used this. I'm going to give it a little bend because it's got a little bend in there. Let's see. Now, trying the hanger. And stabbing a couple little holes in there. Now I gotta make sure. It's kind of clearing it. Okay, just splash some water in there. And it's kind of, let me see. It's not going down as fast as I'd like, but it is going down. So I'm going to stab a few more holes and see. And now I'm just going to spray and clean and rinse now that I know I got it draining, and then I'll keep cleaning out that drain. So, see if we can get this, maybe not shining, but at least cleaner. Nobody's ever going to look in here but me, right? Water, since I don't have a hose. Look at that. It's getting better. Top half close. Just that much left to go. Oh God. Here we go. All right, you guys, here's the after. You know, I'm not gonna eat dinner off of it. I'm done. I'm done. Get me out of here. All right, today she gets sanded.
Little cuts.
Little hooky things on it.
Yeah.
Alright. Santiago's heading back. It's 400 feet of chain. 415 or so. Alright. Today's job.
Chain me up before you go, girl.
Oh my God, you guys. No, we're just going to paint the chain. And he's really excited about this, apparently. We've decided, after some research, we're going to paint at the 25 footers, because we're U.S. and we do feet. But we're going to go in order 25 red, white, blue, and then at the hundreds will be yellow. It's just an easy color scheme to remember, red, white, blue, and then the yellow is the hundreds. We did have some folks...
Yellow for pee-pee.
I'm going to cut that.
That was my new Spanish word.
Okay, I'll leave it, you guys, if you needed that. But we did have somebody recommend red, yellow, blue, white, green, which stood for?
Was it rub your balls with grease?
I said boobs, but he said balls. But that's 5 colors. And then I didn't want 5 colors, and it was going to be hard to remember. I was going to have to say that every time we were dropping anchor, and I didn't want to.
I'm all for that.
He's great with that. But red, white, and blue is easy, so we're going to go red, white, blue, yellow at the hundreds, and see if we can lay this chain out and get it painted. All right, we've got the first 100 painted. The white is going to be a little hard to tell on the gray, but That one's not as critical. That's a 50-foot mark. So not as big a deal. But 100 feet down, 300 more to go. There's a few spots that kind of galvanize together like this. So we're just go through with a hammer and knock those off. All right, we've had to stop for water. It is so hot out there. It's 10 in the morning. I don't know how hot, but hot and humid.
It's about 85 already.
And we have now moved 400 feet of chain around a few times, but it's going well. We've decided, so we did the red, white, and blue, yellow, and that's worked. Yeah, we also talked about on each of the yellows putting a zip tie, a single zip tie at 100, 2 zip ties at 200, 3 zip ties at 300. And then when we get to 400, we're going to do something artsy and crazy.
Hopefully we never see the 400 because that one's going to be inside the anchor locker.
It'll be if we ever see, whatever color paint we have left, yellow, red, whatever, we'll go yellow, red, blue. Just paint that last 20 feet a solid color, because if we're to that point, then we're at the end of chain and we want to know about it. There's no road or anything after that chain. It is attached in the anchor locker.
End.
The bitter end, it's called. Do you know why?
Because it's the end of the road.
Yeah, but do you know why in the olden days?
Tell me why.
So on the wooden ships, I actually looked this up. I can't believe you brought it up. The wooden ships, it's where they tied off the bitter end, but the wooden piece that they attached it to was called bit, a B-I-T-T. And so when they reached the bit, that was the bitter end. So that's why we're calling it the bitter end. And hopefully, that was like 2 weeks ago I looked that up.
The more you know. Do-do-do.
You know, I just put that graphic there, right? Okay, good. Anyway, so we will go out and finish painting here in a minute, but we need to cool down because hydration is really important. You'll notice our boat hasn't gotten any cleaner. We still have piles everywhere. And today...
Yesterday, they started sanding, so they didn't really want the boat open. So
yeah, so we haven't done anything. So they sanded entirely the starboard side. It looks great. It's super smooth. Today is Sunday. They were here by 8:30 because we got here at 9.
The guys here sanding.
And they were already here sanding on Sunday. Yeah. So they are busting their butts, and they're in full body suits with masks and
it's shrouded. So
and it's so hot. So I can't even. I'll be taking them. Coca-Cola is the water in Mexico, so I'll take them both because I want them to hydrate. So I'll take them the water.
At the end of the day, some beers.
And at the end of the day, I always have beer in the fridge. So we do what we can to help out these guys get through the day. But they have been giving spectacular service. This is the crew that belongs to Peter Vargas here at the Marina La Cruz Shipyard. C-Tech is the name of his company.
So you haul out. You pay for the yard and the haul out, and then you hire one of these guys. We hire Peter and his crew.
And they just oversee, and he's got fiberglass guys, and he's got paint guys, and he's got woodworking guys, just people that can troubleshoot everything. And a lot of times they have the materials too, if you ask for it. We brought most of our own materials, but so spectacular work here. And we have a few more days on the hard, end of sweating. And then so the idea with this chain is, ideally, on the day we drop back into the water, we sit in the sling for a bit because we need our windlass is run hydraulically.
It's hydraulic windlass, so we need the wing and the wing running to use the windlass.
So we're going to sit in the sling. We'll be checking everything, packing over.
That's a good test too, because we want to make sure the through holes aren't leaking and all that as well. So.
And we'll bring on the bitter end of the chain, feed that in. One of us will go down and tie it into the anchor locker, and then we'll start feeding it into the anchor locker while we're in the sling. Ideally, we need to put the anchor on before then too. So we're gonna drink some more water and sit for a minute, and then back to work. Pat's added a little artistic flair to our last 20 feet. We'll know when we're there, won't we? Nice job, artist. All right, what are we doing this morning in the shipyard?
We're drilling holes
Oh, God.
below the water line.
Even worse.
Even worse. We want to install very bougie underwater lights. We bought 4. We're hoping we can put in 4. I think we can do 2 for sure. So we've got the templates, directions. They want it at least 6 inches below the water. No more than 36, which that won't be an issue for us. These are just simple white and blue, pretty simple LED lights. But so I'm gonna go out. Here's my little template. Gonna mark it off. Lex has been inside and figuring out what the inside and the lazarette looks like, and
Because we have a lot in there.
there's one spot in particular where some of the air conditioning chiller tubes are right up against the fiberglass. So that little area is going to be a little more like
So we're starting with an area that's more wide open, so we can
more
see
wide
where that
open.
ends
We
up.
can see where that is, and then we can kind of measure from there, kind of extrapolate over to the other side, and hopefully, because there's the tubes just come up and create an open area. Hopefully we can put it.
Okay,
Okay.
good luck. All right, this is where we're putting holes up here, and hopefully they show up at the right side on the other side. I'm gonna go inside and we'll see. Right, Pat?
Right. All right, Alexa, just double checked inside. There's some battery cables that were kind of up against the bulkhead, so she kind of pulled those away from it a little bit. And so here we go.
All right, so here's what we're working with this back wall. If I'm not mistaken, it's gonna come in around here behind that battery. That battery's got about 6 inches. He's got a tape on the drill bit, so he's not gonna go more than 1.5 inches right now. But probably it's gonna be a little lower, like I might not even be able to see it from here. But it has started, I can hear it. Very nerve-wracking with all this back here. Oh, got it! I can see it! Stop! Stop! Woo! Hey, hi! Hey! We have a hole, and I can see it.
Anything by it?
No, I mean, where it is exactly where I thought it was going to be. I had it pegged right.
Hey, Lex,
Yes.
about 40 from that hole over is about 41 inches.
I have a tape measure. Okay. Pat is doing hole number 2. I measured 41 inches over at the exact same height. It is kind of a tricky spot, but as long as our measuring that we've measured 12 times is right, we're gonna be fine. So let's go see how it goes. So this one is gonna go right behind those black hoses, but down at the base where it's gonna come through, those hoses actually sit off the wall about 3 inches. So he's not gonna go in very far with the drill bit, but let's see what we get. There it is, got it. All right, we have 2 holes. That's a good start. So we're gonna try to go another 35 inches towards the starboard side. So I'm gonna go in and measure that, see if that'll work.
She's marking inside, make sure we can do it. So it takes a little time.
All right, this next one's gonna be our hardest because, so we were successful on the one behind that hose. We did great. Now we wanna do one more. We're getting, ouch, a chair just fell on me. So I'm here in the laz and the chair just fell on my legs. The joys of doing this. I'll be right back.
All right, We've got 2 holes in the center. This one's going to be a little tougher because the floorboard is like right here, and it steps up a little bit inside there. She can see, because there's no paint or anything here, she can see light through that spot. So we're going to drill a hole. If nothing else, it's the place to do it because there's a really good epoxy fiberglass guy here, so we can plug the hole. So here we go.
So we had to bring the light up just a little bit because otherwise it was going to be under that step. So we're hoping for one right in there. All right, 4th hole going in now. Let's buy some battery cables. They have about 1 inch to the wall, so what could go wrong? Just gonna shimmy myself in that 12 inches. These blankets are great. If you don't have any, you should have some. It helps you crawl on top of everything. Here we go. It's gonna be right in this area. Very close. Here we go. Here we go. A little more. Ah, we're good. Woohoo! We did it! We have 4 holes. Look at that. Oh, that was close. That is way close to battery cables. I knew it, but just proves our measuring was good. Now let me get out of here somehow. So this is what I look like while I'm measuring and checking holes. I think Pat got the good end of the deal here because there's no space for anybody. Oh my God, I'm sweating. All right, shimmy out. This is not gonna be pretty. I have to go back in there when it's time to put wires in, but that'll be easier, I think. I'm almost out. I feel like I'm a baby. Oh, sweet air. Never thought the Puerto Vallarta 90-degree humidity, 90 degrees air would feel good, but boy, does it right now. 4 holes, that was a big project. All right, Pat just says he wants to dry fit one, make sure it fits in. So guess who's going back in to get the wires to make sure it fits, I guess? So here we go. They don't pay me enough for this. All right, that it? That's it. We're good? You happy?
There we go. It is dry fitted. It fits. It works.
All right, so now we're gonna drill some pilot holes, right? For the screws. So those are already in place. Explain why you're doing that.
I do this so I know I don't drill too far. So you see the end of the screw to the tape. Because we don't want this to be
Going all the way through.
all the way through.
No. Yeah, it did come with longer screws, but 1.5 inches is pretty close to all the way through, so
And
we don't want that.
Bronze. These are stainless. I would prefer the bronze, but they're just too long. So.
All right, so we've done all we can on this project. We have holes. All right, so Peter just pointed these out. These are blisters that actually have water in them. They're wet. And so we're gonna grind those out, fill them. But he said he's seen this on the backs of other Nordhavns. So
Just the back.
just the backs. So it's gonna take the time to get all of those.
Well, they're not very deep.
No, they're not deep.
They are little mini blisters.
Little baby blisters. So we're gonna get those cleaned up and do it right. All right, stopped at the big boat part store called Zaragoza, and this is right by Marina Vallarta and Puerto Vallarta, so lots of traffic and stuff, but we are legal. Sorry. We are legal.
Screen time.
I did take your screen time.
God.
We have line that floats. We got 20 meters of that and a bunch of bronze hardware for all of those drain covers or the through-hole covers.
Well, mostly the lights.
Yeah, but this is store number 4 or 5 looking for bronze hardware. So we bought a lot of it. because it's hard to find down here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
back to the boat. All right, so boat's on the hard right now. Not much I can be doing there. But like you guys know, any chance I can help out somebody somewhere, anywhere we are, I do. Well, today somebody is Cruz. This is Cruz. He is a street dog who got hit by a car and now he's paralyzed from the legs, his hind legs. He can't walk. He's just a love. And what Wet Noses Rescue does a great job here with dogs and cats and all sorts of finding them homes and getting them vet help. They have him in the vet's office right now and made an all call and asked people to come sit with him. So I came with the intention of working while I was sitting here, but I haven't worked yet because just look, this sweet thing. He's alive. So just because I'm boating and cruising around Mexico and wherever else, there's always somewhere that may need an extra set of hands, and this is where the hands are needed today. Look at that love. I might be back here tomorrow too. Yeah, sweet Cruz, aren't you? So the boat will be fine for a little bit without me. His back legs. There we go. Trying to get comfy. There we go.
So Noeta's getting spa, and we're getting spa. Getting a pedi. Apparently, this is one of those secrets, guys, that the ladies don't tell us about. The pedicure. Yeah, it's money. It's pretty cool. Highly recommend.
Why do you think we've been doing it all these years?
I don't know. They don't tell us. They kept it a secret. But
Show them your toes, people. They get money for that.
my toes? My toes? Before or after?
That's where we're going to leave you for today. Be sure to check back next week where we'll get the bottom painted, add the iconic happy face, get Noeta back in the sling, load the anchor chain and anchor, and finally splash. We appreciate all of you along for our journey. Don't forget, hype, like, and subscribe, and leave us a comment. We always love to hear from you. See you later.